It grew into like an intimate relationship, and then I found out that he was married.
Oh, you forgot that. So now what's the deal?
So the deal is she was my first customer, you know, I'm excited. So I got the hair for her. She ordered Boss Body Wave. It looks like this, but she got a 26, 28, and a 30. But obviously her inches were longer.
Is that moving on its own?
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
After effect.
This is very nice. Good luck with your business. That's very good.
Let's start off. This just happened April 20th this year, which happens to be national holiday for potheads. It's a day, I don't know how it came about.
I'm not sure anyone would remember anyway. Oh, you mean National Weed Day?
Yeah, it's a national weed holiday. It's where a lot of weed in places where it's legal.
Where are you from? Where are you?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And where it's legal, and there's a lot of sales, a lot of deals on 420 for the holiday.
It's National Weed Day. What has that got to do with this?
There's an app called Leafly, and they started a new pickup order where you can order your weed through an app on your phone, and then they'll bag it up for you at the store.
Oh,
and then,
thank God.
Yep, it saves a lot of time. So I ordered some weed before they closed. Now, this weed shop closed at 9:55 because the rule is 10 o'clock that they cut off selling weed. I was determined to get there because it was a deal that was only going on that day.
If you're on weed, how determined can you be about anything?
I'm a pretty determined individual, you know.
So you are riding your bike
to
get your weed.
I'm crossing the last street.
Are you on the street or on the sidewalk?
At this last crosswalk, I'm from the sidewalk. I'm going sidewalk to sidewalk. I also drew a diagram for you
Yeah, if we
as well.
could see.
I believe it's a diagram up on the
Wait,
monitor.
no, this is priceless. Can we get a close-up? Were you on weed when you drew this? What is this?
It's the picture of the accident.
Why don't you walk over here, and I'm going to give you a chance to do your diagram.
This is Cooch Street.
Cooch Street in Portland.
Okay, yeah, and this is 3rd Street, which is a one-way street going that way.
Okay.
That's me on the bike.
I can recognize you. That is you. Oh, my gosh.
I was riding the street right here, and then I went over onto the sidewalk and then started going with the traffic to cross this last street.
Should you be on a crosswalk?
It's allowed. Pedestrian crosswalk. Also, that pedestrian crosswalk has no lights for walking or for cars. So cars have to stop for pedestrians no matter what.
Bikes are allowed to be on the crosswalk.
Portland is very bike friendly.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there you are. Oh.
So this is a little better.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
I'm already halfway through the crosswalk, Your Honor, before he hits me. I'm on the last little stretch.
He was speeding and he hit me.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance. I promise. Okay, so when I'm looking at that, the front left of his car, as he's turning left, hit
the back left of my bike.
Now, what happened once he hit you?
Once he hit me right here, the bike and me landed about back here.
Yeah.
So it was about 5 feet.
Yeah.
Or so that I had
Is that where you got your chin thing there? You got a thing on your...
No, that came later, but it's all from the bike. The bike is not fixed still.
And
the bike was just put together just to get done what I needed to do, which is I deliver sandwiches.
That's your job. You deliver sandwiches. No, I'm not making fun. I mean, that's a...
No, I mean, it's what I'm doing right now in Portland, so it's how I make a living. So the bike is very important to me.
Probation officer did confirm that there is an active restraining order against the plaintiff.
I've not been served.
But it's active. My question is, do you have an active restraining order against him?
No.
She won't leave me alone. You know, this is clear. Like, she's still contacting me. She's violating that order.
Okay,
like,
do you have...
I have proof in just the last couple of days how many times
she's contacted you?
Contacted my
I have
phone.
proof too.
The phone.
Do we have
I got
a recording
text
of the
messages.
phone?
I got it.
Can I hear the tape of the call?
I need my plate back and the $100 and all my other back. If I don't, it's in the lawsuit. It doesn't matter, Blake. I'm
You know
sued
what? I'm
either
done
or.
with this because
Either way,
I'm
you're
not.
gonna.
I'm not because this is a lie. This is a
Sue
lie.
me regardless. She's
Right.
gonna sue me. This is what I deal with on a daily
This is
basis.
a lie. He's a bitch. He just called me last night.
Trying to remember which show I'm on. Oh. All right. The only case that was before this court is the allegation that you poured hot water on her. If that happened, it's horrible, but there has to be some evidence that that in fact happened. The plaintiff got upset and has decided to leave the court. I have no choice but to dismiss the case.
He got on Facebook and threatened to kill me with a gun.
Is that true?
Yes, sir, that's true.
Your Honor, I put
That's
a-
true. But at the same time, I apologize. The same moment I did that.
So we're here today because I'm suing the defendant,
Yeah.
this bum, this loser. Yeah, my sister, I'm suing her over this phone and this bill because she's jealous, she's vindictive, she's ungrateful, she's a hater, she irresponsible. You want me to keep going down the list, or that's good?
Sounds like you love her.
Yeah, I love her a lot. And
Okay.
so just here today, I just want to get back the money I'm owed so I could just start from the beginning.
Yeah, why does she owe you money?
So what happened was I got a phone for her in my name.
Yes.
Added her to my account.
Yes.
Because her credit was too poor for her to get one without a high deposit.
Okay.
So as a good sister,
Yeah.
mind you, now at this time I'm like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Just started my own credit.
Yes.
As a favor to her, I put her on the line.
Okay, so you're two on the same phone plan.
Yes. So, you know, we're on the line together. She has her phone, doing her gardening activities or whatever she does. And just for the record, gardening is actually a term her baby father came up with her for because she's a hoe. So he says whenever she goes out hoeing, he calls it gardening. So, anywho, you know what she tells me? I'm not gonna pay the phone bill. I did not say that.
Okay, go ahead.
My sister is petty and crazy.
Okay, well, we're not.
She doesn't speak to anyone in the family, okay? Her and I got in a dispute.
Yes.
She said, I'm gonna turn your cell phone off. Maybe about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, she calls me back screaming, I'm gonna report the phone lost and stolen. You stole my cell phone. I'm like, I've had this phone for several years. I paid the bill. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I hung up. 10 minutes later, the police call my phone. You stole the phone. We're going to arrest you if you do not return the phone back. So I explained to the officer, I did not steal a phone. She's lying, and she's being crazy as usual. She didn't take her medicine.
Why didn't you
so
return
me
the
and
phone
him
then?
disconnect the phone because it's my phone and I've been paying it. So she disconnected the phone prematurely, okay? So I stopped paying it because I cannot use the phone. She called the cell phone company that we're with and reported the phone stolen.
Okay.
So
Why did you call the phone company and say her phone was stolen?
because I asked her to return the phone to me. I said, there's a balance left on this phone because the phone was financed. I said, I need you to return the phone to me.
Yes.
Or bring it back. Nobody ever turned in a phone. And if you want to
I have
not have
audio
to be,
evidence,
if you want to
Sarah.
not have to be responsible
Okay.
for the bill, then you need to report it stolen. So I'm not responsible for the bill, but I'm responsible for the equipment itself that I have to pay for every month until it's paid off.
Here's what I want to know. How far behind was she in making her payments?
Zero.
Nope, it was a month behind because
Zero.
the phone bill, when you pay the bill, you're paying, the month you pay in is from the month before.
Did the phone
so
get
when
shut
I
off
paid
for
in
non-payment?
November,
Yes.
when I paid
Did
in
the phone
November,
get shut off for
that
non-payment?
bill was in October.
Did the phone get
The
shut
phone-
off for non-payment?
The phone is
Yes
the
or
phone
no?
bill is
Ma'am,
due
you're
Yes
not
or
on
no?
the 12th of
Okay.
every month.
Yes or no?
This
Okay.
right here is on the 19th. She
Okay.
hadn't even paid the
Did
bill
the
yet.
phone get shut off
Okay.
for non-payment?
All right.
No. You shut the phone off prematurely
Would you
because
like
you were
to
being
see
petty
this?
and
Here's
crazy.
the question. Yes, I'll see it. What I want to know is this. When you had the phone shut off, had you already stopped making payments?
No.
Yes.
What was
She
the
just
date?
said she shut the phone off because
When was the date that the phone was shut off?
November 20th.
who shut the phone off?
I did.
Thank you.
The bill is
Yeah.
due November 12th. The bill is due on the
You
12th
shut
of
the
every
phone off.
month.
Okay.
Okay.
The bill was due November 12th.
Okay.
Now, I admit she's being pretty much of a stickler, but 8 days later, you are calling the phone company to get her phone shut off just because she's 8 days late in reimbursing you for the payment?
She said she wasn't going to pay it. And that's what those messages show you there when I said to her, what's the deal about the phone?
So now let me just deal with this.
She said she wasn't going to pay it.
There is a concept called anticipatory breach.
Okay.
If she has good reason to believe that you're not going to pay anymore, then before she gets deeper and deeper in debt, she has the right to break whatever agreement you guys have. That's what the law is. Now here you say, well, I'm not going to use that word. Okay. There is not one word except I that we can put up on a screen. This makes my old show look like church.
Is anything wrong with me, you guys? Don't I look good?
Look at her stomach. She's a gardener, y'all. Her own baby father called her a gardener.
Right.
That girl called, told him how you was in there sloppy drunk, looking stupid all over her bar.
Okay.
You don't remember me? You don't remember
Lies,
me?
Danielle.
You don't remember me, Elle?
Lies.
Gardener.
Lies.
You leave your son to
You're
go
so
gardening.
desperate.
Gardener.
You're so desperate.
You're desperate.
I
You're
feel sorry for
desperate.
you.
You're desperate.
Aren't you lonely?
You should have. No, I'm not.
Aren't you lonely?
I'm married.
Aren't you lonely?
You got kicked out by your
Who
baby
cares?
dad.
Really?
And you live at mom's house.
kicked me out.
And you leave your baby every night.
got
Yes,
kicked
he
out of
does.
mom's house. No one
I don't
likes
want to
you.
be in mom's house. I have my own
Listen.
house.
Listen.
I bought 2
Who gets
houses.
their
All right, the judge is deciding.
That floor one?
Ma'am,
Bye.
the
Okay.
judge is speaking now.
Yeah.
Why would she have to pay a bill for what was your misfortune?
No, that wasn't my misfortune.
You
That was
lost
the
the
U-Haul.
keys.
No, that was the U-Haul misfortune.
You lost
That
the
wasn't
keys.
my
They did-
misfortune. That was
Wait,
the U-Haul misfortune.
Did they lose the keys?
No, but I
You
found the
did.
keys and I told them, and they shouldn't have. They should have went in immediately when I told them. I even talked to the manager.
Why would-
That's their misfortune, not mine.
Aren't you supposed to bring back the U-Haul?
Yeah, but I couldn't because I lost the key. But I told
But
them
when you
immediately.
found the key, why didn't you?
Because they told me to put it inside the truck, and that's on them. That's their misfortune, not mine.
What I don't understand is why is it her responsibility? What does she have to do with it?
She owed me an apology. Bottom line. No, you think it's funny?
Judge Jerry, do you
No.
see what I...
No. It's not.
This is hilarious.
She's bougie. You should be grateful that I had you. No, I went through a lot dealing with her.
Your mother and daughter. And I understand mothers and daughters, you know. But in the end, you don't want to see your mom suffer. I mean,
Yes, you
why
do.
can't?
Yes, you do.
Why can't this be worked out? In other words, if she comes to you and says, "Mom, this was you taking the U-Haul. You know I don't have a lot of money. I can't afford this." Why wouldn't you say, "You know what?
She can't afford it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, if she had taken the U-Haul, for her, then I could see a mother saying, you have to learn responsibility. When you take something, you're responsible for the care of it and for getting it back, for paying for it. I get that. That's a lesson a parent gives a child. But it's not a lesson to say, you pay for me when it's my fault. In other words, it's almost like you're in reverse relationships. She's being the mom here saying,
Oh, no.
You had the U-Haul. You have to meet your responsibilities, and if you have a complaint, take it to U-Haul. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just wondering why. I can't understand why that part.
I object, Your
Yes,
Honor.
and what is that?
I object.
Okay, you object.
I'd had 15 abortions. She could have been number 12.
Oh, wow. Come on.
And
Come on,
I did
man.
everything I could. I brought her here.
Okay.
She's bougie. Her grandma. No. I'm talking.
She
You gonna
brought
respect
me here.
You gonna respect
Listen
Okay,
to me.
all right.
She
Whoa,
brought
whoa,
me here.
whoa, let's-
But
yeah.
she did not raise me. I moved with her when I was 13.
Oh, so you didn't.
She didn't raise me, no.
Your Honor, I think that's the underlying issue. As she says, her grandmother and her father raised her. That's what she always throw up. They give
You
her
just-
everything.
she just brought
but
up
she
about
does
how
that.
she brought
but
me
you did,
here.
Yeah, you should
You
be
literally
grateful
brought
that I
me
did
here.
that. I could have aborted you, but I love you. I got you here.
Don't keep
No.
saying that. That's horrible to say.
Right, but it's the truth.
No.
But let me just say this. Can I object, Your Honor? Listen to me. This girl right here is off the chain. First of all, she owed me an apology. She shouldn't have brought me here. I'm here, and I don't owe her anything. And I want an apology. And so far for the bills, yes, I used her name. That's what we do in our community. We use it in the kid's name, your uncle name. If you're dead, we use it in the name. We have to survive. At least I wasn't sleeping with no man to try to get her lights on or pay the cable bill.
All right, back to the trial.
Yeah, please.
And I let this chick move into my home.
She's not a chick, she's a
All right.
woman.
She was a complete slob. They move in together. First month she doesn't have the rent. I think she had like $180 or
She has no
something. I'm not
idea.
even sure.
She
I
has
paid
no
the second
idea.
month's
She
rent.
has a lot of ideas. She's my mother.
You're so funny.
And
Dude,
Okay.
she has no
so
idea.
finally,
But you two made the decision. So, Mom, you're a loving mother, but if two adults decide to live in an apartment, truthfully, it's not your issue. For you to go over there and tell her to leave, it's not your apartment. Right now, it's the plaintiff and the defendant, and what, you're her sister? What do you add to this?
So what I add to this was I was actually on the telephone. My sister and I are very close. And I got a phone call the morning of the day that this all happened saying that Stephen and his mother came over, and I agree with you wholeheartedly that this issue is between my sister and Stephen. It has nothing to do with his mother.
What happened when Mom came
when
over?
I went over there, Christine and I get into it.
I think she banged on the door, tried to unlock it with her key, and then finally she said, "Can I just get Stephen's laptop?" So I let her in, and she walked in the living room and she just started verbally abusing me. And then finally she left, and then I went to work that night at 7 o'clock or so. He called me, said, "All the locks are gonna be changed, all your stuff's gonna be outside." I went back to my apartment, I called the cops on the way, because I just didn't know what to expect. The cops told us that neither of us had to leave because we both lived there. And then his mother showed up, and then his mother she came at me, she attacked me, she grabbed my shoulders like this. And I stood there and I said, "Stephen, please get your mother off of me." It took about 3 minutes for her to get her off of me.
Yes,
she
I
said
was
she
lunging
kept
at
saying,
you, and
she
it took
said,
two people to
she
hold me
said,
back, but
she
I never
said,
touched
she
you,
said,
Christine.
"Oh, that you never touched me. It took two
I
people to hold you
never
back."
touched
All right,
you.
well, here I have a bruise and a scratch from her from that night.
Christine.
I was on the telephone.
And then she says,
The entire
and then
time.
Stephen says, "Mom, I know everybody in this room wants to punch her in the face right now." And it was just me and then 3 of them.
But we met while I was working at the airport. I worked for TSA.
Yes.
And he was the airport policeman.
Yeah. I have a beef about the TSA.
And I could probably solve that for you, sir.
Okay, so when you're 75, you don't have to take your shoes off anymore.
Right.
So I'm going through the airport a couple of months ago. Mind you, I was still 74. And the guy just says to me, as I start taking off my shoes, "You don't have to take off your shoes." I didn't tell him I was 75. And I thought he's saying, "You don't have to take off your shoes because, oh, you're Jerry Springer, you know. I watch your show all the time." And so I figure, no, that's okay, I'll take off. And then he points to the sign that says 75 years old, you don't have to take off your shoes. No, I'm offended. Like I said, "I'm taking off my shoes." I just had to get rid of that, okay.
I'm glad
no, I'm
you
okay,
did.
go ahead with your case.
Literally, I was at their family house, which is in the neighborhood, you know,
Yes.
eating food, chilling like I usually do on weekends. The conversation comes up about my music. Judy, you know, is like, "Oh, I'm looking to invest in things. I'm looking to invest in things." You know, she's very flaunty. She likes to dress well, as you can see, you know. So she's like, "All right, well, I'm looking to invest in something." I said, "Well, why not invest in me?" Like, I'm one of the best rappers in the DC area, and she knows that. So she was like, all right, she saw like a cast, like green.
Okay, you're saying that you're one of the best rappers in the DC area.
I might be the best, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
To be honest.
Well, we're kind of used to not everything coming out of Washington, D.C. being honest.
That's a good one, Jay.
Yes. What I'd like to do now is, well, let's see that. I understand we have the video.
Yeah, I brought some, so.
And you go by the name of?
Botimi Freed.
Botimi Freed. Why is she going to invest in someone whose career's gone down the toilet?
Exactly.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.